Welcome back to part 3 of building your own crypto portfolio tracking app. Today we're going to continue our development and start to add calculations to our application to calculate things such as total asset value. So if you recall previously, we have our table here where we capture the total quantity and then the asset price. Today we're going to add virtual columns to calculate the total price in real time. So let's jump into the app editor, and we're going to go to the asset table and we're going to add a virtual column. And the reason we're using a virtual column over a app formula is we want the total value to be calculated each time the app syncs. And that's a big difference from app formulas. App formulas only calculate when the records are updated themselves. We're going to go in here and just use a really simple formula here to capture the total value, which is going to be the total assets times the asset price. And then we're going to make sure the type is price, and we'll click done. We'll see now there's a total value down below at the screen. And you can see that this order isn't ideal. It's a good time as you're developing these apps to kind of clean up some things that show up in the application that you may not necessarily want. First one we want to change is this action button. So if you recall last time in part 2 of the video, when we created this automation here to update the log table, and what that does is create this action in the behavior section. So they're the same action, they show up in different areas, and by default, any actions that are created, they are visible in the application. So you just want to turn these off. So as we're navigating through the app, we can click on these hyperlinks down below to do quick navigation. So if we click on assets here for the view, we'll go to the asset view. We can edit that view directly, and we could clean some things up. Potentially, maybe we don't want the delete button right there on the screen, and we can come down here under actions and just select the edit button as the option to show there. And then we can also change the appearance here. Let's for assets, let's add a new icon. Maybe we'll just choose a bank icon for this. And then if we click into each record, we're now into the detail view, and we can pull that up quickly by clicking that hyperlink at the bottom. We could start to reorder some of the fields in this view to make it more logical as we look at this information. So maybe for the header column, we'll want to have the asset name and also maybe the symbol available right below. In addition to that, we can also come down here under column order and just order this appropriately. If we wanted this inline record view to be moved up more, we would just choose that related change logs and move that up accordingly. Everything else can kind of be down at the bottom of the screen. In addition to that, a quick change, we can make this app more user-friendly. If you notice right now, in order to change the total value in a certain record, you have to hit the edit button to open the form to change the value. In this situation, that's kind of overkill to have that extra step. What we would want to do is maybe use a quick edit field and choose the total quantity as that quick edit field. So when we're viewing this detail view, I can actually make changes directly inside that detail view. I could just change the value there, and then it auto-saves automatically. And that automation that we created in part 2 will also run automatically as well. So it's a much more quick way, as the name implies, quick edit column to make changes. And you'll also notice the logs coming in ascending order as well. So we can also go and change that as well if we don't like that by clicking the view here to pull up that view, and we could see the hyperlink quick reference to that view here, and we could come down here and change that sort by. Let's choose date and time and choose that as descending. So after we save that, now these logs will actually show the most recent change on the top of the screen when we're viewing. A little bit more intuitive to look at. So with that, that wraps up part 3 of this series. Tune into part 4 when we actually create the ability to update the prices of these assets automatically using an API in a Google Sheet. This will allow the price to be pulled automatically, so you don't need to update the price every time, and you only need to update the quantities as your portfolio changes. Thanks for watching, and Have a good one.